Hey everyone, welcome to day 6 of 7 of the Inner Glow Up Psychic Hygiene Challenge-ish. um, it'll be really interesting to see what comes through today, so I'm just going to give you all a minute to land. I have my coat on because at almost 10,000 feet, it was all fogged in and in the 40s here this morning. By this afternoon, it'll be in the 70s. So let's see what wants to... Hey Colin, nice to see you here. Let's see what wants to emerge today. We'll drop into the heart as always. 2 hands over the heart and gently press. Let yourself land here. Take a few deep breaths. Drop out of the mind and into the heart. Really come into your body. Nice to see you all here, yeah. So it's been quite an epic week of doing amazing clearing work. For those of you new here, I'm a metaphysician and multidimensional kind of field agent, and I work at the level of the multidimensional templates that underlie our holographic reality, bringing more balance and harmony to them. Hi Linda, nice to see you here. So it's not just a feel-good meditation. We're literally working with changing the set of instructions that help create this reality field that we're in from our own structure out. So our own holographic projection and emanation and radiant, emanation of source as we shift and clear distortion that would have us fragment and refract the light that we are. And that's just fancy speak for massive alchemy and using inner tech to evolve what it means to be human. Gets very interesting when you have a human mammal nervous system that can get dysregulated. And so many of us in this healing renaissance that we have initiated, that has begun on planet Earth here, is our spirit waking up in a human, organic, biological form. Everything is love, but some elements of form and the all that is have manifested in a material expression to experience what it is to be separate in the illusion of separation from source love, and in a more dense, distorted state. And so the challenge is, can we come into these systems as spirit, take on the form, be born into the system with a form that comes from the system, right, with all the distortion and the density, and begin to shift it back into, wake it back up to remember it is love. And that's when we get into the advanced multidimensional physics that we're up to here of shifting the templates. I don't often talk a lot about that, but I feel for some reason the need to explain it a little bit more today, to give you context for why these experiences tend to be so profound in the way that, is often only available in deep shamanic retreat or psychedelics, etc. It's because we're working at the level of our templates, and it's altering. I watch people's faces change in real time when I work with them one-on-one, right? Because the whole holographic template is changing like a kaleidoscope with integrator balance and harmony, It's kind of cool. All right, so I think we've given folks enough time and some context for what we're up to here. So let's go deeper in. So 2 hands over the heart and gently press. And let's begin to take some nice, slow, deep breaths. The full moon has brought up a lot on the planet right now, brought it all to the surface. So I feel a lot of agitation in the heart center. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So let's let all of that, it's almost like the foam that comes up when you cook chicken soup. There's like a foam, like scuzz on the top. That's what this feels like. It's all just coming up from the depths. There we go. Whew. All right, yeah. We're doing a huge clearing of everything that has been purged up. Oh yeah, there's lots clearing from the throat today. And especially from the heart. Ooh, there's some like deep pain and grief. Let's bring the body back into its remembering that it is love. It is support. There we go. There we go. We're being asked to touch back to the very first day where we became the source overflow, the cup that overflows, and go back into that state. And as we do that, wow, there's like a big opening in the heart center. Oh my gosh, it's gonna make me yawn. As all that starts to open up and clear out at a new level. There we go. The crown is opening now. Yeah, the sun's coming out here. I can feel it. There we go. It's a heart expander today. So all that grief and anger that's been welling up and being purged out. There we go. I just got a little dizzy. It's a big, deep clearing. And feel as that all clears out, the way in which your small I, the ego, has felt like it's had to do it all on its own. I have to make it happen. I have to work so hard. I have to earn it. Woo. Yeah, there we go. That's clearing. And allowing yourself to move back into source, all that is unity as a template expressed through your individual fragment, but you are the whole. There we go. As you do that, the inner resourcement is expressing itself. And we're going to set down all the ways in which the small I feels like it has to do it all. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, yeah, lots clearing from the tailbone, the lower back, the hips. Take a few more deep breaths. Boy, the yawns today in the clearing. Woo. If we attempt to run our bodies the same way that we used to in the energetics and the flows that we're in today, we will run ourselves ragged. So let's place ourselves back into our own expression of source flow. Everything we need is coming to us. I had a beautiful example of this morning. I'll explain it in a minute. But yeah, let all that, everything coming out of you is returning to you, kind of like we did when I was at Garden of the Gods, all that, the infinity flow restoring itself. There we go. Something just shifted. So the body was feeling a little bit janky and kind of all over the place as we purge up all these old stories, all this old ancestral patterning of martyr and self-sacrifice and being separate and have to work so hard. There we go, work so hard. All that's clearing out, and we're bringing the body back into an expression of infinite source flow. What goes out comes back. And when it comes back, we want to be able to receive it and be it. It's almost like we are just the flow itself. There we go. There's more clearing from the lower back today. All that survival, and from the tailbone. Oof. Now the back of the neck, the upper shoulders are clearing, and the front of the sixth chakra, all that's blowing open. There we go, and the crown's really blowing open today. It's interesting as I feel into why all this purge coming up and out of the body. It's like almost like a yeah but before you get too, higher ordered and harmonic and balanced and higher vibrational. Like, what about all this? What about all this? It just wants to come up like, surely this isn't allowed to move too. There's so much grief and pain, and I can feel it still pouring out of the heart center. Ooh. Thousands of years of our ancestors and families, clearing so much with nothing to do. Where does all that go? I was talking to a client yesterday about that. Ancestors that were farmers and really, really struggled, Now that that's all just inflow and emotion and just like there's a perpetual clearing going, and it just keeps going from the heart today. So this is a really deep clearing. If you can, I'm outside, so I'm just going to kick my shoes off me or my slippers, and I'm standing without any interface. If you can't do it right now, definitely do it at some point today. Get your bare feet on the ground. And there we go, let's just ground into the earth. And all this that is wanting to purge, let's discharge it. Yep, right into the ground. There we go. Whew. Wow, these are deep clearings today. I don't usually yawn this much. We're gonna stick with this one because this is a really, really deep, like a deep ache in the heart today. There's so much I can hear in there of old ancestral stories of not feeling wanted, belonging, supported. Ugh. The phrase "no rest for the weary" is coming through, so just let all that clear, clear, clear. Wow, there's so much grief too. You know, when we cross over in spirit, generally, sometimes we need like a little bit of a convalescence period to kind of reorient, but generally the spirit is restored pretty quickly. It's the body that we leave behind that's holding. It's the repository of all this grief, pain, shame, anger, sadness, you know? So that's what we're doing. We're really, really working with the body. And the body, I'm impressed today, guys. The body is just like, I think it's taking this opportunity on day 6 of 7 in the energies of the full moon to just really, really purge. So if you're feeling that, please just be gentle with yourself. If you need to lie down, take some rest today. Really listen to the body and what it needs, because it is doing a very, very deep purge at this moment. I'm being shown that for so many generations, it was like they were sleepwalking. Literally, they're so tired, no rest for the weary, right? So it was just when you're in chronic survival, dysregulation, fight or flight, or freeze, fawn, there's no real rest. The body cannot get rested, and it can't resource itself, right? Oh, here comes the sun. Woo, now it's warming up. And so these bodies, basically in the collective inheritance are just like kind of running on fumes. And what is it like to shift that? So we've been doing that earlier in the week, and I feel like whatever's surfacing now, this is such deep, it's almost like the final like sludge of, and I keep hearing like, oh yeah, but I'm not wanted, like this part, this is like the deep shadow, all the parts that are, chronic survival. Thanks, Vicki. It's the deepest of the shadow that has been self-exiled. That's like, yeah, but I won't be welcomed home. You can't alchemize this. Yeah, God, my heart is like aching as we're doing this. It's intense, right? So these are the parts and the disparate fragments that we're bringing home. Woo, there we go. Now I'm like, all right, we got to get serious about bringing these home, because there we go. My crown just blew open. Let's bring them all home. There we go. Woo, we're bringing them all home. Holy smokes. This reminds me of when I do field work and we get a bunch of earthbound spirits all go home. This feels a very similar feeling. Yeah, there's like lots of weird sensations, tingles all over. I don't know what you all are experiencing, but this is a big one. Bring it all home, bring it all home. Yeah, even disparate fragments caught in what they have perceived to be hell realms, super separate from story. There we go, all of it going home. Whew. It's a big one. This is when we're moving into the collective work, okay? We do our individual work in order to prepare the vessel to be able to, there we go, do the collective work. So I get a little dizzy. Ooh, yeah, you can feel that, can't you, Vicki? Like bringing it all home. We don't even need to know where all this is coming from, what part of this corner of living creation. It doesn't matter. There we go. But I just felt the uptick of a whole bunch having moved. I felt the register in my feet. Yeah. Lots of haunted places up in this part of mining areas of Colorado. Lots of them have gone home now. Done huge. Take them home. Beam me up, Scotty. field work. There we go. That feels better. If you need to move, I feel the need to kind of stretch out my lower back and hips. Woo. That deep ache in the heart has abated. Wow. Woo. That's amazing. Yeah, I did finally figure out how to find the chat replay on the replays. But please do leave a comment on the replay once it's live here after we finish here shortly, about what you experienced, or reflections in general, so that this can find more people and help them. Yeah, there is a lot wanting to move through and move on up. Yeah, what was that? Moving on up? Is that from the Jeffersons, that show? Oh my goodness. This one was a little sobering today. Wow. Wow. All right, wow. Yeah, that's my word. Did you know wow is wow spelled backwards? Thank you for participating. Drink a lot of water. Get some rest. Maybe a slow, quiet walk. Maybe a nap, right? And then we'll finish out tomorrow with our last day. Lots of movement from your hips upward energetically. Yeah, we did. We just upgraded. Yeah, yep. And we did big collective work of helping a lot of really stuck stuff that felt like it was never going to, in its own condition of self-exile, ever get to come home. But nah. Thanks, Colin. I love the star. Wow, a lot is moving. All right, I will tell you the story. Just kind of that thing of like, we don't have to do it all. You feel like it was tailor-made for you. I think that's Gina, isn't it? Awesome. I am headed to Europe for the Higher Love Global Summer European Tour that kicks off in Lisbon, Portugal. I will be arriving there on July 24th, and then I will be traveling all over Europe. So I've been looking to show up for divine appointments and collaborations, as I was told in front of the Tetons last fall. As we kick off, this healing renaissance really starts to gain a head of steam. All the healers who've been operating kind of independently are all going to start collaborating. And sure enough, at the top of my Facebook feed today is a beautiful retreat center north of Lisbon that actually is inviting collaboration with, teachers such as myself. And I just laughed, and I'm like, and away it goes, right? We don't have to go searching. Different orientation. Yeah, the Mont Blanc mission is on. I will be doing a travel log so you can follow along on the journey. If you're in Europe and want to book some time with me, I have some half-day packages open. There's some follow-up integration sessions with those available as well. So right now it's looking like Lisbon, Geneva, Chamonix, Oslo, Norway, London, and maybe Vienna for this first round. All right, well, that's just it. We don't have to, the body doesn't have to martyr and self-sacrifice. Let's just listen carefully, take aligned action, and boy, the body really needs some rest, I can tell. That old program of chronic survival and, no rest for the weary is the theme that I keep hearing of, like, just old patterns, And that is a co-creation. So it's maybe like imposed on us by hierarchical structures, but we have to be a willing participant, and our ancestors didn't know that. They didn't have that level of self-awareness or consciousness, but we do. So we can opt out of the self-sacrificing system. Now there's a lot moving down in the solar plexus. So this one is a big, deep one, y'all. Please take really good care of yourselves today. And for those of you in the Higher Love family, right after our live tomorrow, we're going to be going into our party, celebrating a year. Don't forget your party hats, okay? I even got party hats for my cats. They love it. No, not really. All right, I will see you all again tomorrow. Love you all so much. Bye for now.